I must admit, I'm quite astounded to have the identity revealed. And Westminster was awash with rumours yesterday, and everybody was picking names, and everybody had a suggestion as to who it was, but we didn't know. I'm really quite shocked. I've known Neil Parish since he was elected, and I wouldn't have really ever suspected him of doing this kind of behaviour. But it isn't on. I'm glad the whip has been removed. He's referred himself to standards, and hopefully this now deters any further bad behaviour from others if they see that this is happening quickly.
Well, one thing you said there was that it was actually made public, that this information was made public, that you're surprised about. Actually, so am I, because I mean, I'll give you my monologue in a bit, but you know, in my view, this sort of thing, where's their internal structure and proceedings to you know, dealing with things like this?
Well, that is largely the problem.
Right.
There isn't an internal HR service. This is not set up like any other business that people would understand. The House of Commons is very strange. The MPs are largely guarded by the whips. They are the structure, but there isn't any comeback, particularly for that kind of behaviour. And that's where we need to start looking at what has gone on. This is not a new problem. Bad behaviour in the House of Commons has been around for decades.
But of course
how we deal with it now has to be at the forefront.
Well, actually, they should be actually dealing with it. It just sounds like pretty much the way they handle most things. But, Christine, what's your view?
Well, what I find extraordinary is that the two female MPs who reported this in the Select Committee, or the committee when they were talking about it, why on earth hadn't they gone to the whips earlier and said that they'd seen this happening? I mean, it's absolutely mind-blowing. And the breathtaking arrogance of the chap we now know to be Neil Parish. I mean, I'd heard his name, but I didn't know anything about him. It is absolutely mind-boggling that first of all, that he thought he could do it in the first place, but thought he could get away with it in the House of Commons. Doing it at work ought to be an immediate sackable offence. I mean, what the hell? I'll tell you what annoys me.
This is all allegedly at the moment.
All right,
it's all allegedly.
But
you know,
somebody was doing it.
Somebody was, and his name's popped out of the hat.
And how he has the gall, if it is him, allegedly it is, to come on GBNews 2 days ago and
But I think that
their job is to come.
mind-blowing.
But their job is to come and talk to us about things.
So he must have known it was him, allegedly.
Well, you know, we'll see. We'll find out who it is, and it'll all be confirmed.
But I do think that's largely part of the problem, is that there really isn't any kind of level of sanction involved. So there is no disincentive to an MP to not do this kind of stuff. So he could come on and just think, I can brazen this out. They're not going to reveal my name. I'll get away with it. And sorry, but that is the culture.
Well, maybe he was just trying to act normally just because it hasn't come out, so he might as well get on with things because, in fact, you know, don't worry about the future. It might never happen in many respects, and he just got on with his job, which is what you would do and I'd expect anyone to do, to carry on with it until it actually comes out.
Acting normally is one thing, but actually going out onto a major national news channel...
and to talk about that particular crime...
If I was one of his constituents, I would be wanting to ask him some very serious questions about what the hell do we send you to Westminster for? It is not to sit there and look at porn.
Well, that's it, isn't it? But that could be said for a lot of things.
They all spend too much time looking at their iPads and their phones, and goodness knows what they're doing.